Welcome to another file handling tutorial using the C programming language. In this video, we will discuss about the tmpfile function in C programming language, which is used in order to create a temporary file in C programs. Let us say you have a program and you need to store some data temporarily. So as long as the program is running, you need to store some data and you may want to read that later during that program's execution. But once the program is terminated, you no longer need that data. In such scenarios where we need access to a temporary storage, what we can do is we can use a temporary file. In C programming language, in order to create a temporary file, we have a function available and the name of the function is tmpfile. This function will not take any arguments, but it will return a structure of type file. So this file is immediately created when we call this function, and we will not have access to the name of the file. It will be stored in the computer's temporary folder where temp data is saved, and this file is automatically deleted when we close the file using the fclose, or when this program terminates, this file will be automatically deleted. Now for some reason, if this function fails to create the temporary file, then it will return the null value. The file created will be opened in W+B mode, which means we can perform read and write operations and the file is opened as a binary file. So let us see how we can use this. So what I'm going to do here in this program is I'm going to create a temporary file and I will call this pointer as tmp, and it will be of type structure file. And here we will directly call tmpfile function, and that's it. We don't have to provide any arguments. This function will create a temporary file. As I said before, it will be opened in W+B mode, that is binary file, and we can perform read and write operations. So the next thing that we do is we will check whether the temporary file has been created or not. For that, I will compare the pointer's value. If it is containing null, it means that temporary file is not created. So we use the perror function and we will display the message and we will terminate the program. So once this file is created, what we can do is we can write some data to the file. So just like the way you are working with any other files which we have seen in the previous tutorials, you guys can perform the read and write operations. So here, just for the example purpose, I will write some data to the file. For example, here I'm going to use the fprintf function and I will write hello temporary file, this text to the file. And after that, what we do is we will rewind this file so that when we start reading, the file position pointer can indicate to the beginning of the file. And then I have defined this character array called as buffer of size 50, and then I have used the fgetS function in order to read the string value from the buffer, and then we are displaying that. Finally, we are closing this temporary file. Now here I'm not going to explain this code because we have seen this again and again in the previous tutorials of this playlist. So what we are doing is we are creating the temporary file using the tmpfile function. We don't have access to the name of the file. That's okay because we don't really care about the name. We want to store the data temporarily. So that's why once this file is opened, I'm using this fprintf to write this text to the file. Again, here you can write text data or binary data depending on the functions that you are using. You guys can write the data to the file. And then I'm using this rewind function in order to reset the file position indicator. And then I'm using this fgetS and reading the data that we have written to the file. And then I'm just displaying that. So this is the program that we have, a simple one. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this. We get read from the temporary file, hello temporary file. That is the string that we have written to the file. Now the thing that you have to remember is when this program terminates or when we close the file using the fclose, the file will be automatically deleted. If you need the data, after the program is terminated, then you have to write the data to the files just like the way we have done in the previous tutorials. So in this case, the file will be automatically deleted. So this is it guys for this particular video. If you like it, hit the like button. If you don't like it, hit the dislike button. If you have anything to say, write that in the comment box. For more tutorials, subscribe to the channel.